Okay, I'll not wait anymore. Now I'll start my lecture. As I told you in my previous lecture, we did talk about all the ministries of government and cabinet ministers and state bodies, independent charge, everything we discussed. Okay, we know that the main ministries are governed by the prime minister and the cabinet ministers. Narendra Modi is also holding a few ministries, and then we have Rajnath Singh, Nitin Gadkari, Amit Shah, and then we also have Nirmala Sitaraman, S. Jaishankar, and we also had a very beautiful quiz also. I was showing you the picture and I was asking you who is this minister. So, continuing with this chapter of polity and governance, I shall be now taking autonomous government body. So let me start with my presentation. Okay. So this was the second chapter, as I told you that we were talking about polity and governance, and we did finish the first topic. Today I'm going to take up this autonomous government body portion. Okay, so now what do you mean by autonomous government bodies? Basically, they have independent laws. Okay, I'm going to write it for you. They have independent laws and code of conduct. Code of conduct. Okay, don't mind my handwriting because I want to write it very fast. My mind, it works very fast, so my hands are not able to coordinate with that speed. Okay, so these bodies, they are, since why they are called autonomous, because they are free of external pressure. They work on their own. Okay, they are free of external pressure, right? So they can set their own laws. That is what I said, independent laws. Okay, and but those laws, whatever they make, they have to be in compliance with the constitution, of compliance with the constitution of India. ऐसा नहीं है कि they can do anything, make any laws. No, it has to be in accordance with the constitution of India or the existing laws of the state, or the existing laws of the state. Is that clear till now? So they work on their own. So basically they are independent government bodies, autonomous, free from external pressure. They work on their own, and they so why we need these types of bodies. Sometimes you need to work independently so that you have high level of success, because now you are independent of others. You will not be bound. When they will give you instruction, only then you have to perform. So you are self motivated. Right? Otherwise there is a herd mentality. When there will be instructions that will come from the higher authorities, only then you will work. So here the efficiency is improved. Efficiency and speed, everything is improved here in this case of government, autonomous government body, because there is lot of freedom that they have lot of freedom, they have their own laws. Okay, please remember, this is very important slide, and in fact you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot, because I'm going to erase all the annotations now. Okay, I'm erasing it. Okay, now second point that I want to, types of government bodies. What will be included? One is constitutional bodies. Okay, constitutional bodies. Second is statutory body. These all will be, I will keep on repeating them, so don't worry in case in the first glance you are not able to understand. Don't worry. Non-statutory bodies, non-statutory bodies, or they are all then non, or they are called also and non-constitutional bodies. Okay. In case anybody who is preparing along with the BAMMC, if they are preparing for IAS or IPS, sorry. So these topics are a must for those if you are working in that line. All right. And I would suggest you should go by certain books and certain YouTube channels. They're very good. One, the book is that I can vouch for is Lakshmi Khan's book. Okay. Everybody, even if you are not aspiring for IAS, I would suggest that you should have a copy of it, because it's not clearly you'll never get anywhere. The whole process, the whole governance, everything step by step in proper manner it is given. All right. And there are many YouTube channels which will give you all the current topic along with the polity and governance of India and international whatever you should be aware. So all those topics are covered. And recently I have come across one YouTube channel was Drishti IAS. It is not necessarily that you are preparing for IAS that you must know. You are into media, your exposure to uh, polity and governments must be there, because once you will be there you should never caught unaware that I don't know what is this, and abhi se shuru karoge, it will become very easy for you. Okay. In fact, I have today in my lecture I have included one video from Drishti IAS for I think autonomous government body or some planning commission, some video I have added in today's lecture. Okay. So moving ahead, different types of bodies are created by government with mandate to execute various function, all types of function. Now constitutional bodies are executive bodies. They are executive bodies. ठीक है. It advises the government. What do they do? First of all, this is executive body. What do? They advise the government. All right. They advise, help in proper functioning so that government can work very properly. And it may see, constitutional body may have some permanent member, plus it may also have some ad hoc members, like who are there for appointed for a short term, fixed term, and then they for a limited period. So constitutional bodies का हो गया. Constitutional body, they support the principle of constitution. They cannot move away from that line. They have to comply. Okay. Now constitutional bodies which are stated in the constitution and actually they are very powerful and independent autonomous government bodies. And I will show you one picture, and because the list is so long, even I am not able to remember each and everything, so I have copy and pasted that list for you people. And you want, you can take the screenshot, or else I have taken it from some parts I have added to that from the Google, because the things keeps on changing. I cannot always rely on the books, because books are printed either last year or 6 months back, so everything changes. Every day there are some changes happening. So that is why I rely on Google to get the latest data. All right. So moving ahead, autonomous government bodies के लिए, basically what are autonomous government bodies? They are set up whenever it is felt that certain function needs to be discharged outside the government setup, with some amount of independence and flexibility, without day-to-day interference of the government of machinery. ठीक है ना? Understood? Very clear. Why they are set up? Because they want independence and flexibility, and there should be less interference of the government in their working. So that is why they are set up. Okay. Now autonomous agencies, what are those? There's some list, but there are more also. Excise and Service Tax Appellate Tribunal, CESTAT. Okay, you please remember all these terms, because they will come handy when you will grow big and into media houses or somewhere. Even if you are preparing for IAS, you must be aware of these terms. The NITAT means Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. National Institute of Finance Management, Reserve Bank of India, Security, it is called also SEBI. आप सब ना acronyms याद कर लेना, that's very important. CESTAT, ITET, NIFM. Alright, then IRDA, in Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority. These are few of the autonomous agency. Now, a statutory body deals with the enforcing legislation or for a country or a state. A autonomous body is a company that regulates its own company law. All right. Moving ahead, the legal definition of autonomous body is people or a group of people who are independent or self-governing. So this is the legal definition given in the Constitution. What is a autonomous body? Private body means people follow the laws of a private organization, but autonomous body, they have their own law. Okay, independent, they are self-governing, they follow their own law. Okay, moving ahead, next, it's already done. Okay, now what is a government autonomous body? Autonomous, as I told you, it's basically related to government only. Its authority is also government, commission or institution which is part of public service, but by virtue of law establishing it under which is it is established, has other control of its own affair or otherwise independent. Don't go by these difficult definitions in case you are not able to. मोटे मोटे तौर पे जो मैंने बताया उतना ही याद रख लेना. Now, government bodies means any government, municipality or political subdivision thereof, whether federal, state, local, foreign or any government or quasi-governmental agency, authority, board, bureau, commission, department, instrumentality or public body. ठीक है? These are the definition and you will have to learn this. There is no escape from them. Okay? But if you go through these definition, number of times, this will become very easy for you. I know at first glance it becomes very tough, but that doesn't matter. Now, executive branch of government is liable to the legislative branch. Just so slow, not able to. All right, now these are the list of constitutional body. As I told you, you will have to remember them and the articles where they have been mentioned. Okay, constitutional body, Attorney General of India is mentioned in Article 76, Comptroller and Auditor General of India 148, Advocate General of State. See, all these details we'll be learning later on. Right now we just want to know what are the constitutional bodies which are mentioned in our article and which articles they have been mentioned in. State Finance Commission 243I, State Election Commission 243K, District Planning Committee 243 ZD. As I told you in my previous lecture, how the articles they keep on changing. For example, there is an article 243. Now there are some amendments that need to be done. So how we go about it? First amendment will be A, second amendment will be B, C, D, D. That means now you can imagine how many amendments have been done here. How many clause have been added here basically. So that means it has gone till Z, and then also Z के बाद it must have gone ZA, ZB, then ZC. Now it is ZD में mention है. क्या mention है? District Planning Committee. So that's the beauty of our Indian constitution, that you can keep on adding things in case you come across something very good. And if you know, basically what happens, we for these foreign ministers and these IAPS officers and these people, when they visit different countries, they find something interesting in their laws. They want to incorporate that in our constitution. So there is a process, and then it is suggested to the government that this is something which is very interesting. For example, planning commission was, it basically started in where? It started in Russia. Okay. So when Russian, they implemented, people from many parts of the world, they liked that idea of planning commission, and soon it was added in our institution. See, this process is an ongoing process, so that is why we have kept our constitution flexible, so that where and when needed we can do the changes. Now Metropolitan Planning Committee, let me change the ink so that Metropolitan Planning Committee, ZE 243 ZE, that means uske next wala. All right. Interstate Council 263, Finance Commission 280, Goods and Service Tax 279. In case anybody is interested, after BAMMC you can also go for law. So when you go for law, you will have to learn Constitution of India, these constitutional bodies, everything you will have to go through. So it's better now you be prepared. If you are doing it right now, if you are doing it with your full focus and interest, the things will become very easy in the later years. All right. So moving ahead, then UPSC, Union Public Service Commission, it is mentioned in the article 315 and to 323. So there are so many articles which are, they have information on UPSC. Now state ka bhi hai SPSC, it is from 300, same articles, right, from 315 to 323. All these articles having information on UPSC and SPSC. Election Commission is mentioned in the next article 324. National Commission for Scheduled Caste is mentioned in 338. Then usme then added one, Scheduled Tribe. Okay, 338 के अंदर later it was added. Now उसमें backward classes were added even later. So this is B. You're getting my point. Scheduled Area and Scheduled Tribe Commission is the next article. Because these two were added in between, so they were given A and B name, because afterwards there was a Scheduled Area and Scheduled Tribe Commission. So that was the best way of incorporating new articles here. Backward Class Commission 340, Official Language Commission and Official Language Committee of Parliament 344, Special Officer for Linguistic Minority 350B. Continuing with my slideshow, we were here. Okay. No, one second. Stop sharing. Go to the PPTs. 1 second. You will have to just give me 1 second, because Jagriti, which slide you were talking about? Previous slide. I don't even. Please, you unmute yourself and talk to me, because once I'm presenting slide, I'm not able to see the chats. Huh? Please, beta. Okay. Now I'm seeing at you have sent this message at 8:24. Okay, abhi I'll see. Okay, UPSC. But henceforth, please make it a point that you unmute and then ask question. Or else, what I can do is, once my meeting is over, I'll read the chat and then answer you in the next lecture. Now, first let me go to the slide. Is the slide visible? Okay, 1 second. Now tell me, is it visible? And is it the full slide that is visible, or it is half? Acha. Okay, I am writing something in the corner. Is this visible? Okay, this is because I wanted to know whether it is visible or not, because my screen is such na old computer. Okay, anyways. Alright, so we did this. Now we'll move on to the next slide, okay? Statutory body. Abhi, just now she explained very nicely what are the statutory bodies. They are, 1 second, let me change the ink. They are established by legislate. Okay, but they are passed by the acts passed in the parliaments. So they are acts passed in the parliament, passed in the parliament. Oh god. Alright, acts passed in the parliament and state legislature. Alright, now it is made through the power of central government. Alright, some important statutory bodies. I'll just give you a quick glance. Let's move to the slide. I'll erase all the annotations so that these slides are easily visible to you. Alright, now National Commission for Minorities. Okay, now one by one you will see. This is National Commission for Minorities. देखो आप इसमें कौन कौन से हम लोगों के minorities के added हैं. These are the few ones. Like this is for the Parsi people. They are also minority. In fact, Jews are also super minorities, but they have not been included. They are being given special status. Then this is for the Buddhist. This is Jain. This is Christians. Okay, these are for Sikhs, and this is for the Muslims. All right, so this is National Commission for Minorities. They all cater to the grievances and planning for these people. All right, now I'm erasing all the ink mark and we'll move on to the Armed Force Tribunal. So what does this basically? All the matters that are related to the armed forces, Army, Navy and Air Force. Alright, so they deal with them. Now next is NCDRC. What is it? Basically National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. Okay, so anything that has to deal with the consumers' right and what are the acts that have been passed in favor of consumers, how to deal with the problems of the consumer. So they have made this commission to address the needs and demands of consumers. All right, National Law Commission. Now this is the logo for National Law Commission, and they deal with all the problems, everything, and they govern the law bodies. So this is a statutory body which deals with that. Socho, a statutory body is a law abiding body. Under that also the small law commission is set up so that there is no problem for the small courts and district courts and other. Okay. Now, National Commission for Women, as the name suggests, it is for the welfare of the women. What are the schemes that have been set up for the benefit of women, and in case there is a woman who needs to know what she can do, where she can apply for loans, in case she's tortured, how to go about. So all these things are done by National Commission for Women. And then we have Human Rights Commission. So women ka to ho gaya, but in case there's somebody like human rights are violated, so who which is the authority, which commission looks after that? It is Human Rights Commission. National Green Tribunal. And then similarly we also have National Commission for Backward Classes. All right, so these are the different statutory bodies, and there are some more also, like this NC P NC National Commission for Protection of Children rights, basically for small children under the age of 14, or I think under the age of 18, they come under children only. Then we also have Central Vigilance Commission, which is not mentioned in this list, but it is there. Okay. Previous was NCPCR. Okay, National Commission for Protection of Child Right. Then we have Central Vigilance Commission. Then we also have Central Information Commission. ठीक है. Then National Commission for Protection of Child Right तो मैंने बता ही दिया. अरे it was already there. ये हो गया. मुझे लगा I have not written, so that is why I wrote in the ink. Anyways, so all these are there. All right. Now, what is the difference between constitutional and non-constitutional bodies? Because हम लोग जब इतना पढ़ेंगे, थोड़ा माइंड में एक मोटा मोटा सा याद रखना है कि they are mentioned in the Constitution of India. Constitutional body, they are mentioned in the Constitution of India, but non-constitutional body, they do not find specific mention in the Constitution of India. ठीक है. Now they cannot be destroyed or changed without change in the constitution. That means you will have to have acts passed in the parliament so that you can change these constitutional bodies or anything that is inside the constitutional body that you want to change. That means you need to pass an act in the parliament. But since these are created outside, so they created by passing an act of parliament. National Human Right Commission, State Human Right Commission, they come under the non-constitutional body. Executive body में, statutory body में ये दोनों चीज़ें हैं, दोनों NHRC and SHRC. Now executive bodies are specially formed by the government's decision only. कोई act law pass करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, and they are formed. ठीक है. And this you can see non-constitutional body में दो तरह के हैं, non-statutory and statutory. Statutory में दो तरह के, quasi and regulatory. All right. So I think on this slide we'll take a break. The time is up now. It's already 8:50. Okay. So we'll meet at 9 o'clock, right? All right. Don't leave the meeting.